I want to talk to young people now also about how we are saved, not by the death of Christ, as is commonly preached, and these guys are preaching the half gospel. They're preaching the atonement, but not the resurrection of Jesus. But how we're saved by his life. And see, what you're saved from is sin. It's not from hell, see. And you're brought into a state of wholeness and soundness of mind, spirit, and body. You see. So it talks about in Romans 6:5. Let's look at that. For if we have been planted together in the likeness of his death, we shall be also in the likeness of his resurrection. See, God wants to raise you up. And that's part of that baptism. You die to sin. You die to the old self. And Paul says in Philippians 3:10, he says that I may know him and the power of his resurrection and the fellowship of his sufferings, being made conformable to his death. You see, the Christian walk is dying to sin and having fellowship with Jesus. And you can't have fellowship with Jesus if you're still sinning. So you need to put away whatever those sins are that are holding you back. But it's that I may know him and the power of his resurrection. See, God wants you to know the power of his resurrection. And in let's go to Romans 5:10. It says, For if when we were enemies, we were reconciled to God by the death of his Son, much more, being reconciled, we shall be saved by his life. It doesn't say by his death. It doesn't say we're saved by the blood. His life. And what is that? That's the resurrection power in you that saves you and delivers you from bondage to sin and the old habits of the old nature that you develop from a very young age. 1 Peter 3:21. The like figure whereunto even baptism dost now save us, not the putting away of the filth of the flesh, but the answer of a good conscience to God, by the resurrection of Christ. You see, so what is he saying there? He's talking about the baptism saves us. What? By the resurrection. So that's what it represents, and that God wants to bring that into your life, into reality, that you may walk in and be saved. Be saved from your old habits. That sin produces misery. It degrades you. It is contrary to the will of God in your life. God bless you.